Hello, welcome everyone to our Indigenize It, the Get Out the Native Vote remix. We're so happy you're joining all of us tonight. We know that tensions are high as we go into tomorrow, and we just wanted to take some time to lift everybody up with these incredible performers and storytellers and just really wonderful human beings and souls to wrap us up in a little bit of Indigenous love and inspire us and our families to get out and vote tomorrow during the general election. As you all know, polls are open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. So please get out and vote. And tonight during Indigenize It, we're just going to share some really incredible people who have amazing talents, and we're just going to be blessed to listen to them. And we're so glad that you joined us. My name is Lagunai Liz Medicine Crow. I am Haida and Tlingit from Qiġñaaq, which is where I'm zooming in from, here at home in the village. And I work for First Alaskans Institute. And we are hosting this along with our partners, Native Peoples Action, because we wanted to give everyone that one last boost, getting us in to cross the finish line tomorrow to get out that vote. And we're so blessed that Saagulik and AKU-MATU, who are the co-founders of Indigenize It, which is an open performance space that's been hosted every year for, gosh, so many years now. And many of us are not only groupies and fans and co-hustlers to get it going, but so many of the performers here have also shared at various Indigenize It platforms in the past. And so we just really give them a warm virtual hug and thank them for joining us. And I'll hand it over to Saagulik so she could introduce herself and share a few words too.
All right, good evening, Alaska and the globe, since we're on the World Wide Web. We are so pleased that you've joined us here this evening. And I personally am so excited that we're here doing Indigenize It for what might be the 12th year. Is this the 12th year? And I didn't think we were going to do it this year, but here we are together again. And this event every year is made up because people come together and they want to be together and support each other in our Indigenous open performance space and support each other in sharing our gifts that we have and talents and knowledge and wisdom and love for each other and our communities. So it's awesome to be here tonight with you. We have a really wonderful lineup of musicians and artists, poets, rappers, people who are going to read some passages from some really cool books. And we're here really to just love each other up and get pumped to vote. This is a nonpartisan event, like Liz said. We all are entitled to our own opinion, but we are all here excited to support each other in our participation in democracy. We're Indigenous peoples. Our homelands and our nations have been colonized, but we're here to make a difference in the United States of America's democracy. We're active participants. We can make a difference. We've seen time and time again that our vote matters. So we're gonna rock the vote. So I think, Liz, it might be a good time to kick off with our first set of artists who are gonna share their incredible talents with us. So I'm gonna turn the mic over to Aqattaq Piitaq and Untitled Éesh. I completely butchered their names, but I tried. And I always tell people when they're struggling with my Inupiaq name or my kids' names, I say, just takes practice. So I tried, I'll practice. Thank you so much for joining us, and I'll turn it over to you.
Kunaq. Yekat was our Qiġñaaq Éesh. Qaguantana yekat. Yadu Shawadi Aqattaq was our Qiġñaaq City. Ya Yida Tatuasigo ya Ashi ya you Qacung Kingiste ya Qiġñaaq Aqattaq Qiġñaaq Qiġñaaq Aqattaq ya Eki Yachana Hatu. My name is Aqattaq Éesh. This is my precious wife, Aqattaq. I am Qaguantan and my wife is Qiġñaaq. And this is what we call the Lovebird Song. And this song comes from a phrase that somebody that we love used to say to us all the time, "You are precious." And this is the "You Are Precious" song.
So, you know, recently Qiġñaaq passed, and a lot of us were in shock here in Southeast. He was a huge person and elder and leader for our Southeast people, and just loved education, loved working with students. And one of the phrases, like Lyle said, that he always said to any group of students he was talking to, he would say, "You are precious." And I was thinking to myself the other day, gosh, what a gift. Just receiving those words and the sentiment from him. And so Lyle and I thought about when this song would be appropriate to sing. And so we've determined that this is going to be a gifting song. And during our ceremonies here in Southeast, there's a gifting period similar to other gatherings across Alaska. We are gifting this song to all of our Native relatives across Alaska. And if you look at the bottom of the screen, it has it spelled out. You are precious. That's the song. And we want to teach you the song really quick. And hopefully this is recorded and you folks will be able to find it on this Zoom link. Get out the vote. And we hope all of our family and friends have voted. And if you haven't had a chance to vote, get out the vote tomorrow. Woo!
Find relatives within your bubble. Just earlier today, I took my mother to vote. So let's get it done.
Okay. So here we go. Ready? This is a brand new song. We're still working out the bugs, but we promise we'll post a really clean recording of this. Anyway, we're proud of everybody who's already gone out and voted, and we're super proud of folks who are just voting as their first year. We went and took some students the other day to go and vote, early voting, so woo! Anyway, we can't wait. We hope you folks are doing wonderful, staying healthy, wearing your mask, washing your hands. Gonna cheese for sharing this moment with us, and get out the vote. Woo! Woo!
All right. Thank you so much for your beautiful, this new song. I feel like it's a huge gift that you are gifting that to Alaska. That's so beautiful. Also, your story of taking your relative to vote. That's super awesome and inspiring. Just so cool. I think the love that you two share for each other is such a beautiful gift to all of us, because you just radiate that love. It's quite beautiful. So thank you for your song. And now, yeah, I'm gonna turn it over to Cordelia Kellie, who is going to share with us. Hi, Cordelia.
Hello, anak Aqattaq Piitaq, ubanga Qiġñaaq, alornak miurunga, aglan inyunyak tunga suli sabak tungalu, Deni'inat nunangatni. My name is Qiġñaaq. My family is from Wainwright, and I said that I live and work on the land of the Deni'ina. So excited that everyone's here to rock the vote and amp us up for voting. Did you vote? It is joyful. I voted. We must vote. Be safe. The time has come. Wanted to open with some Inupiaq to amp us all up for voting. I'm going to share an excerpt from a recent essay titled On Paper, Validity, Writing, and an Oral Tradition. So I'm going to share a bit of a story, about a 5-minute reading, and then I'm going to close with a poem. So Qiġñaaq everybody for tuning in to Indigenize It. Qiġñaaq to Saagulik and AKU-MATU for creating this amazing space. Qiġñaaq to First Alaskans and Native Peoples Action for facilitating this, so that way we can gather tonight and amp each other up for voting. And Qiġñaaq to our beautiful opening and the Lovebird Song, and that was such a lovely way to set the tone for the evening. So Qiġñaaq. Now we're just going to share some story. So this is an excerpt from an essay titled On Paper, Writing, Validity, and an Oral Tradition. And to read the full essay, you can visit nallik.com, N-A-L-L-I-Q. What's your name? I'm Cordelia. No, what's your Inupiaq name? Qiġñaaq. Is it on your birth certificate? No. Oh, so it's not your real name. People can sense doubt, and they can sense when they're perceived to have fallen short. 10 years ago, everything was fresh and new. Knowledge about the Alaska Native Claims Settlement Act, ANCSA, federal Indian law, the history of our region, new people, and more information about what it meant to be Inupiaq. I was enthralled with everything I was learning, and I was excited to tell my colleagues at my Alaska Native Corporation where I worked what I found out. One of these lessons was learning about Project Chariot. I was shocked that in 1958, the US Atomic Energy Commission attempted to build a deep water port 30 miles from Point Hope, a town of only 1,000 people, by detonating 5 atomic bombs. This was only 30 years prior to my birth. And not only had I never learned about it in school, nobody else in the workplace except Inupiaq people seemed to know about it either. A peddler of information, I needed to tell everyone about this. My uncle, who is in leadership in their company, saw my interest in educating, and I was tasked with creating cultural orientations, which gave me even more opportunity to both learn and share across departments. And nearly every time I shared about Project Chariot, doubt. This is what began the ritual of sharply analyzing the minutiae of these interactions. And there is a specific formula at play. Something astonishing plus never having heard it before equal doubt. Repetitively, consistently, you could bet on it, plan for it, count on it. Telling additional information did not matter. Then, happy accident. The same formula I shared, they doubted. But then I said, there's a book about it. Full-throated instant transformation. I wasn't pulling people anymore. We were gliding. So I used it deliberately. It was my tool. It helped me and it saved me so much energy and time. Chariot, doubt. There's a book about it. Oh, okay. So, very real events that happened to my very real relatives who lived through them and advocated against them, which occurred not long prior to my birth, is cause for doubt. But the existence of a stack of papers written by an unknown person with unexamined content, that is what is valid. And that was how I learned that for European American white peoples and cultures, validity is in paper. Well, what happens when you come from an oral tradition? With white peoples, validity is in paper. For Alaska Natives, the validity is in us. What's your Inupiaq name? Qiġñaaq. Is it on your birth certificate? No. So it's not your real name. You know, many of us don't have our Indigenous names on our birth certificates because writing, as we know, birth certificates, US government, offices, bureaucracy, it's all cultural and it didn't come from us. You know, some choose to, and that's great, absolutely. But many also don't. These cultural markers are also tangible. You can see paper and hold it in your hand. But I am real. My Inupiaq name was given to me by my very real mother, who had named me after my very real Appa, who was given the name by those who are similarly very real to him. We have our own system, and the validity is inside us. If you're not part of our community or network, you may not see it. It's actually not likely that you will. It will look invisible to you because it's embedded in our relationships. I posit that it's likely why colonizers thought we didn't have a system of governance or economy when we did and do. The system is in us. Benthamohaya Maori poses the question, what counts as knowledge, what knowledge counts, and who decides? I write this to explore validity. What is valid and who decides? For Alaska Native peoples, we can. If we don't know that these messages are culture, the doubt imposed upon us as Native people can teach us to doubt ourselves. It's also called gaslighting, and it's happening at a massive scale. But the opposite can also happen. We can validate our ways, and in doing so, strengthen our own Indigenous systems. If we understand these dynamics and show that we continue to retain full faith of our systems as being valid, then Westerners will receive the message that they are. But if we doubt, then Westerners doubt. The ramifications are extensive and the consequences are profound. This just happened to me last week about something I said. It was something I knew, but per the formula, because it sounded incredulous to her, she'd never heard it before, there was doubt. It wasn't until I pointed to a resource that she believed me. It happens all the time. Writing is a verb. To Westerners, it's also a value. As Native peoples, we have our values, and the validity is in us. So, Qiġñaaq, I'm going to share a poem, but again, if you want to check this out, the full essay, you can visit nelly.com. And to close, I'm going to share a poem called Dear Inuk. And an Inuk is a person in Inupiaq, and at the end, I'm going to say Aqattaq, and Aqattaq is the bowhead whale. Dear Inuk, it is no accident that your cheeks are shaped to fill cupped hands, that your laugh is as resonant as the box drum. If your legs take the shape that the tundra gave them, or if years of challenge means you love too hard, if your people's language still echoes even when you speak another, or that your skin holds the memory of every elder's hug. Dear Inuk, it is no mistake that you are both loud and quiet, because the land is loud and quiet. You are as accidental as the Aqattaq having been lean to catch its food. Qiġñaaq, thank you. Thank you and good night.
Ariga, Cordelia, Qiġñaaq, for sharing your poem and your excerpt from your essay. I love how much you've been digging deeply into yourself and these concepts that you wrote about lately. I see it when I follow you on Instagram, and I'm just like so excited that you are digging deep and so joyfully approaching really difficult subjects. It's inspiring. So Qiġñaaq. And thank you to everybody who's joined us tonight for Indigenize It. Woo! So this is about the 12th year that we've been doing Indigenize It, and there's been, it's always the product of all the artists who show up and the people who go help set up and tear down and just create the vibe that we are hoping to create. And I know a lot of people here who are going to be performing tonight have been part of this for a long time. There are also people who aren't here tonight who have been a big part of it, like my brother James and my sister Priscilla. They usually participate, and so many other people. But it's so great to see everybody. I hope everyone's staying warm. This night was pulled together really by Lavu and I texting and saying, let's do Indigenize It. Get out the Native Vote remix. And, okay, why not? So here we are. Did you want to say some stuff about what we're doing tonight, Lagunay?
Yeah. Qiġñaaq, Saagulik Piitaq. You know what? I'm gonna have to be honest. As soon as we started, as soon as Aqattaq and Aqattaq Éesh started, I got teary-eyed, I got emotional. I still am, because we just have such incredible people, and everyone's struggling right now during COVID, and you know, the hunker down and everything that's going on. And then add on top of that, this crazy period building up to the election tomorrow. And so I just, you know, what better way to get ourselves ready than to bask in the amazing talents of our people, and the performance and the stories and the strength and the love and the reality of our people. And so I was just getting my act together after Kolene and Lyle performed and gifted that song. And then Qiġñaaq, Cordelia, Kellie, then she got me again. And so I'm like all teary-eyed, and I can't help it, but I just love that poem. And especially my favorite part is about how our faces, like in the face, are just to be cupped by hands. That was just so beautiful, Cordelia. And we have some incredible performers who are joining us all night. And we just can't thank them enough for giving up their Monday evening to spend some time and share some love with all of us. And I want to introduce our next performer, our brother Qacung, our Yupik brother. He's got some music that he's going to lay down for us tonight. So Qacung, take it away.
Hey Liz. Hey. Hello everybody. So good to be here. One of my favorite nights ever is Indigenize It. You know, it's one of those things I think I've performed that's definitely a whole bunch of them. But yeah, try not to miss them at all. Yeah, I hope everyone heads out and gets out and votes. It's so important. You know, to voice give our voice, because all of our voices together is so powerful, you know. When we come together, no matter who you are, no matter who you follow, but you put your voice out there, it's something that cannot be quiet, and definitely is a roar for us all. But I want to do a song that actually I wrote, I think it was like 5 years ago or 6 years ago, 5 years ago. And it was in Aqattaq when we were doing a little lock-in with First Alaskans. And I wrote it in the first night that we were together in this lock-in. And the next night I performed it. And but it's you know, it's a love song. It's a love song for all of our people, our Native people here in Alaska. I'm in such awe over our culture, our languages, our dances, you know, our songs, our games, and it's such a beautiful thing. And I just wanted to, this is just dedicated to all of us. And definitely want to thank everyone who, you know, video was a chance for us to all come together, even though we were apart, right? Because I was, you know, like everybody else, I'm on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. Well, not so much TikTok, but I was seeing like such amazing things that our Alaska Native people were doing and sharing on social media. And I was like, oh man, that's such a neat way to put this song together, because it's about our first Alaskan. Listen to the stories. We cried and we laughed. Lessons from our history, but not of how we go back. As we strive to move forward, a vision of what we can be. Full is our circle, complete as you and me. We're filling with love, filling with joy, we're filling with pride. all we can be. My first Alaskan. My first Alaskans. I love you. My first Alaskans. I love you. I love you.
Qacung. Hey, Qacung.
Will I come to you as natives hand in hand? Shift of a paradigm. What's the answer? In the land, 10,000 years we met. There's beautiful native tribes. We didn't start this fire, but we kept it in the dark times in your mind. My first Alaskan. My first Alaskans. I love you. First Alaskan. I love you. First Alaskans, I love you. First Alaskans, I love you. First Alaskans, I love you. Love you. First Alaskans, I love you. First Alaskans, I love you. First Alaskans, I love you. I love you. Listen to the stories, cried and we laughed, and the time is now. Be on, everybody. Get out there and vote.
Hey, Qacung. We were having a lot of audio issues hearing you very well. I'm not too sure if we could try a little modification for your next song.
Or is it, what do you think?
It's almost like maybe every time your mouth goes away from the speaker, we lose sound.
Oh no, okay, I'll work on that.
Yeah, I think that might be it. That's what we were trying to troubleshoot on this end. And if you want to try and sing your next song, and then maybe we could come back and hear that first song again, just because it was really beautiful what we could hear.
Okay.
But I know it's really cutting out for a lot of us. And Mike McIntyre says the guitar volume was cutting out a little bit too.
That's weird. Okay. We'll try. We'll see what happens with this next song, huh?
Okay.
Yeah, Qacung, I think if you turn the guitar volume down a little bit, it'll let it come in. I'm trying to channel an actual guitarist and give you advice, which is not actually my skill set, but.
Well, let's see. I'll try. We'll try it out.
Here, try real quick. I'm gonna give you feedback and it's gonna sound good. Okay, ready, go.
Okay, here we go. This is a song for my son Ayuk, who's watching over at his Mawluk's house right now. Ayuk, love you, boy. Climbing to the top, we're gonna look at the mountains. Summertime comes and we're gonna go here. Sing with my friends, we're gonna eat up ramen, 'cause summertime comes and we're I'm gonna go heal you, how's that?
Sounds good.
Groovy. We love it.
Okay.
Yep, it's good when it's a little lower on the volume because so thank you for adjusting.
Turned out a little longer or more.
A little bit more on vocals.
Probably the volume on the vocals a little bit. Yeah, it's like, I think it's like clipping out when it's too much volume.
Guys, world, our
How about we try this?
up literally in sod houses, and here we are. Technology, it blows my mind.
This is nice, yeah. Candlelight.
Let's try this. We're gonna do it without it. Oh, my guitar just went out tune. Here we go. Climbing to the top, we're gonna look at the mountains, 'cause summertime comes and we're gonna go here. Sitting with my friends, I'm gonna eat top ramen, 'cause summertime comes and we're gonna go here. And you, summertime comes and we're gonna go here. Summertime comes and your sun shines so bright. Sticking out with my friends in the middle of the night. Summertime comes and I'm gonna go here. Tell me my friend we're gonna eat time. I'm looking till summertime comes and I'm gonna go here. Summertime comes and your sun shines so bright, and summertime comes and your sun shines so bright. And now the years gone by, and we don't go no more. Summertime comes and we don't go here, but the memory lives on from the good times before. In the memory of life, we will always go here. Summertime comes and your sun shines so bright, and summertime comes and your sun shines so bright. Hope that came through.
That came through so beautifully. It was such a gorgeous tribute to your boy. Woo, I gotta get my hand. Thank you so much for joining us. I think you've been at almost every Indigenize it since they started over a decade ago. I love it. Is that what you were planning to sing tonight? Are you done?
I can sing some more later. I'll be here all night.
Awesome. I'm so glad.
Yeah, Ayana.
Good to see you guys.
Yeah, you too. We
Yes,
can't wait
yes,
to
yes.
hear more, especially now that we got that audio bug fixed. So thank you so much. That was beautiful, Qacung. And the first song you sang, you just released a video for it, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. And, you know, I just definitely want to thank everybody that contributed to the video, sharing it. I mean, just, it was a chance for us to all come together. You know, it was just really amazing things that people were doing all around the state on social media. And one of my favorite things about that, making that video, was just reaching out to folks in communities and villages from all over. And it's like, hey, I got this idea for a music video. I saw your video on Facebook or whatever it was, Instagram, can I use it? And everyone was like, yeah, and thought it was a great idea. It was just so beautiful to bring everyone together in a song, and especially as First Alaskans.
Yeah, love it. That Bethel lock-in, man.
Yeah.
That's where magic happens.
later, so that we can get a good, clean sound for it.
Okay. And also, maybe I could ask our sister Ayu, who's helping host tonight. Maybe she could drop in the FAI live stream the link to his song, and then also to Cordelia's stuff too. That'd be awesome. All right, we'll catch you in a little while, Qacung, and handing it over to Saagulik.
Dude, Piitaq. And
Oh my
Aqattaq.
goodness.
Aqattaq and Kunaq are besties.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So cute.
Oh, precious.
Hi.
We can hear you,
Hi,
Ayu.
Hi, Melissa. We hear you. Okay. Qiġñaaq. Which Qiġñaaq? Okay, Aqalu. Okay, we're handing over the mic to you to sing your song. Qiġñaaq. Okay, that was the Aqattaq song, the Inupiaq alphabet. Oh my gosh. Okay, son, thank you.
Can we say bamiwa to them?
Yeah, bamiwa again. Get your drum. Nami Kalion. Right there. Watch out for the chords, son. Piitaq, you as a toddler used to walk around the house with this drum. As a toddler, he was holding it and banging it and singing and drumming, and it was bigger than his whole body. So finally, his dad made him this Qiġñaaq. Okay, sing your song, guys. Yay! Thank you, guys. Bye. Bye-bye.
Fuck, you guys were so good, so good. Oh, I love it. They were so good, Saagulik. So brave. You kids are so brave. You got on here and sang to all of us. You weren't even nervous?
I don't think so. We had the benefit of attending Niketo immersion school in Kotzebue for a bit. And so that meant that we were at the school quite a bit. They're learning a little bit of Inupiaq. It was a blessing for sure.
Well, I mean, they got to go to Aqattaq, which celebrated its 20th year of operating 2 years ago, was it? So it's like 22 years old as an immersion school and a Inupiaq immersion school, and just sending love and gratitude to Pete and Polly and all the teachers and parents who created such an incredible school through the Kotzebue tribe. And it's still operating. So that's really awesome.
Mhm. And like when I voted, because I did absentee voting early, I was thinking to myself, you know, who will support the initiatives of our communities, like Aqattaq and this stuff, like who will help support our communities in being ourselves, our awesome selves, you know, them awesome selves. So that was the kind of thing I had in mind when I was voting. It's super cool to be here tonight to celebrate voting and to get out the vote and to have the kids here paying attention, because they are making their impact on the world now, but they're also our, you know, our future. So
We
I
vote for them now so that they can have a better tomorrow. And when it's their turn to vote, they're going to do the same thing, huh, guys? Yeah. So we have some more incredible performers and sharers coming up. And Saagulik, you want to introduce our next one?
Yeah, I think I was supposed to do one more song, and then I'll introduce our next group that is performing. Okay, ready? Do you want to help me? Do you want to help with the drum? I want to. Okay, come on. Stand over here. We're just gonna kind of go like that. Since I don't have a band or anything set up, we're just making do. Ready? Okay. Reignite there, never slide there. With status quo, stagnant sidelines. A flame up, suck it up, jump in and turn it up. Up, up, up. When they go low, we go high, she said. Up, up, up. Life is short, so many goodbyes. Up, up, up. When they go low, we go high, she said. Up, up, up. Fly on, eagle feather. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the center. Possibility, creativity, flexibility, humility, sensitivity, indigeneity, exponentially. If we're free, it's about we, not just me or money. If we're free, it's about we. If we're free, it's about we. Up, up, up. When they go low, we go high, she said. Up, up, up. Oh, life is short, so many goodbyes. Up, up, up. When they go low, we go high, she said. Up, up, up. Fly on, fly on. Thank you very much, Kuyana. So that song was written after attending the First Alaskans Gathering First Nations Futures program, and I felt so inspired by the participants and all the incredible work and the love for our people that they had, that song came to me, and yeah, just a little encouragement, I guess, for our people. Up, up, up. When they go low, we go high, she said. So the next artist on our list is Shak'Shaani Éesh. Okay, Liz, how am I supposed to say that better? Can you say it better?
You said it. No, you said it really good, huh? Shak'Shaani Éesh. That's our brother right there. He's got some good things to share with us. So I'm just gonna cut myself out here, and you guys can take it away.
Okay, Shak'Shaani Éesh, turn it over. So happy you're here.
Yeah, I am too. That was so beautiful. You're gonna have to help me with your name too. Saagulik.
You got it, Saagulik.
Say, it's gonna take some practice. I'll practice. I am secretly like one of your biggest fans. It was so good. I remember being in the very first, the very first one that we did here, and I think it was Lagunai who brought all the Tlinkits up, and we did a song from Cake, and we did an entrance, and we did it with a Yupik drum, and I believe it was the first one, and so I'm really happy to be here. Shak'Shaani Éesh ayachsai Qiġñaaq achishas Tate Deishitan. And so I had this song, and this song that I want to share with everyone that has been on my mind throughout the whole year. It was a song that was stuck in my head. It's one of those tunes, and I kept singing it anywhere I went. And I was on the boat, I was at home, I was, in my car, and there's this tune that was just always there. But there's also a lot of stories and a lot of things I've been reading and hearing, and these beautiful stories I've been hearing when I'm home. And the theme that kept popping up, was just like how amazing and loving our people are, how amazing and loving our elders are, our men, our women, are just our people. And I heard my great grandfather compose and sing this love song for my grandma when he was at the hospital. And then you look into a lot of our ku'ik and the way that our men would speak to each other, and how they would catch our tears, and how they would talk to one another, and then how they would love their partners, and how our great grandparents and our elders would love their kids and their grandkids. And so about a few weeks ago, I finally figured it out, what I wanted my song to be and what words I wanted to go with it. And it's a sweetheart song. And so it's sung with two people, or or a group of people, but it's generally two groups or two people. Sweetheart could be anyone, and but it's just me. And so this song is just kind of commemorating the kind of love that our people have for one another. And I'm just really grateful of all the stories and all the love that I've received from many of you here, my sister Ayu, Lagunai, Aqattaq, and all these different healthy relationships that I've had in my life. And so that's kind of what this song is about. And the song, the way that it goes is Qq'ołeyo Kunaq. And so what it translates to is, where are you, the one that I stand with, or my love? And Qq'ołeyo Kunaq is I hear you, my love. Tate, Tate, over here. And so I'll go ahead and share that. I've been practicing too, and so I've been drinking water nervously. I'm drying up over here. Anyway, hopefully it don't break out. I also just want to say, you know, goodness cheese to everyone. I can't believe I have to follow all those people. They're amazing. I absolutely love them all. But this song was helped compose, you know, with like Aqattaq Piitaq and my sister Aqattaq, and also my roommate Claire. But here we go. Aha-hoo-ah, 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 here. Aha-hoo-ah, 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 here. Aha-hoo-ah, 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 here. Usua So, you know, in this day and age, love looks a little bit different with the pandemic and everything. And so love looks like social distancing. It looks like telling stories. It's checking in with your loved ones to see how they're doing. And just going out to vote and making sure that your loved ones are voting as well. So with that, I just want to say,
Aww. Shak'Shaani Éesh. That was beautiful, and you could feel the love from your singing and from your drumming, and even from your dancing while you sang to us. And just really want to say Ganesh Chish Hawa from the bottom of our hearts for sharing such a beautiful message. And that was something that I thought was really interesting too, as I'm learning my languages, my Khadkil language and my Tlingit language, about the way that you translate the word for the person that you love, the person who stands beside you. And I just think that that's so special and so good. Ashish again, Shak'Shaani Éesh for that beautiful song and message. It's been quite the pandemic. I think that everyone is missing all of our community and being able to come together, especially during the hard times. And so reminding everyone to take care of each other and lift each other up is such a powerful message. And then of course to get out and vote tomorrow and do it safely. And so I want to turn to our partners who are helping sponsor this event tonight for Indigenize It, our relatives over at Native Peoples Action. Kendra and Kelsey, I'll hand it over to you to share a message with us.
All right, awesome. Thank you. This has been so great to hear, and just everyone, oh, it just fills me up. And me and my son have been listening tonight. He's full of energy. So he's doing a lot of talking too right now and trying to sing with all of you. So Kendra Foster, the Executive Director of Native Peoples Action and Native Peoples Action Community Fund. Tlingit, originally from Wrangell, Juneau, but live here on Dena'ina land in Anchorage. So happy to be a part of this. And voting, you know, this is something that, you know, our superpower, right? We have this superpower of voting, and it was something we've been working on a lot at Native Peoples Action, because it just has such an impact on our ways of life. And we think about, you know, I think about when I go to vote, I think about who's going to be representing me and my family and our values. I think about our hunting and fishing rights, and we've got people that are standing up for them. And I do so much of my work with this little man in my mind, and my daughter too. What is the future that we're going to have for them? You know, making sure, oh, give me my phone back. Just thinking about the future that we're going to have for them, and making sure that we have, you know, a good education system that they can hunt and fish. And so a lot of my work is done with them in mind. And so I just, we've been working hard to making sure that we can provide information and that we can get people out to vote. And I think I'm going to hand it over to Kelsey, because the minute I start talking, this little guy feels like he should chime in. So I'll let Kelsey take it away and talk about some of the things that we're working on, and also some of the things that you know, we're trying to do with our community, is trying to help provide information, help people get out to vote, by creating, you know, election centers, get out the vote toolkits, and just trying to provide also safe, supportive ways that we can get out, and whether that's partnering with tribes and getting, you know, PPE out and hand sanitizer and whatever we need to carry out safe elections. So I just want to encourage everyone to get out and vote, and I'm going to pass it to Kelsey, and she can give some more information.
Qayana Kendra Huaqa Jugatunga Mamtresar Meungunga Dauga Mani Denaina Esnenya Miwita Dunga Anauga Jelly Communications Director Aqattaq Native Peoples Action Jelly Native Peoples Action Community Fundami. Hi everyone, my name is Kelsey Jugun Wallace, and I am coming to this space today as a mom. I'm also coming to you live from Dena'ina lands near the native village of Eklutna. And I have the privilege of being the communications director with Native Peoples Action and Native Peoples Action Community Fund. So I get to do a lot of awesome work alongside Kendra and our other team members, Rochelle and Lena, alongside other organizations around the state who are working really hard to get out the Native vote this year, and to really get out the vote of all of our relatives this year. I've heard it over and over again that this is one of the most important elections of our lifetime. And I'm really feeling that this year. I'm feeling that responsibility and that weight on my shoulders in one way that I feel like we're able to really make a powerful impact and make our voices known or our voices heard is by getting out to vote. A lot of times we hear from people, you know, my vote doesn't really matter, or I'm just one vote. But, you know, there have been instances in Alaska specifically where the election is determined by one vote. And so your voice and your vote really do matter. And especially as an Indigenous person, man, we have not had this right to be able to get out and vote for forever. I mean, it was only 2 generations ago, my Appa, or my maternal grandfather, was not allowed the same right as other people to get out and vote. And it was because of courageous people who stood up and really brought us to this day to where we can go to the voting polls as our full selves as Indigenous people and vote our values. As Indigenous people, we used to have 5 white people to sign off approval for us to be able to vote. We also used to have to denounce our Native ways of life in order to vote. And we're, you know, at this really incredible time right now where people are just proud to be Native and proud to be where they're from. They're proud to speak their languages. And we just really want to encourage folks out there listening, you know, your vote really does matter, and we hope that you get to the polls. Something that I really quickly wanted to touch on, because this is so relevant right now, is with COVID-19 cases on the rise throughout Alaska, we need to make sure that our people are still able to get out and vote. So if you are home quarantined right now due to COVID-19, or if you are unable to get to the polls due to a medical condition, you can still vote on what is called a special needs ballot tomorrow. And a special needs ballot is a different type of ballot from an absentee ballot. So it does need a witness signature, while the absentee ballot does not. But, you know, to those who are in the hospital due to COVID-19, our prayers are with you, you and your families. Or if you're in the hospital for other medical reasons, we're really thinking of you right now. But we just want to remind you that you are eligible to vote by special needs ballot. And we've done it before. NPA has helped folks at ANMC be able to successfully vote by special needs ballot. But now, while the cases keep rising throughout Alaska, we just want to make sure that folks know that that is an option. And then lastly, tomorrow, just a simple reminder, voting polls are open tomorrow from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. and you can find your polling location on the Division of Elections website. And if you don't have internet access, if you're in the village, call your tribe, get on the VHF radio and ask your tribe, all right, where are we going to vote? And then after you do that, call 3 of your cousins or your aunties or your uncles and make sure that they know where to vote, how to vote, and when to vote, and just make sure that you're trying to do this as safely as possible, especially right now during COVID-19 when we're all hunkered down. Wear your mask, bring your hand sanitizer, and just be proud to be able to have this opportunity to get to the polls and to vote your values, because our ways of life are always on the ballot. And it's up to us to make sure that we are showing up to the polls tomorrow. So yeah, I think that that's all that I was going to mention. Oh, the last thing being, sorry, there's so much voting information, but I just want to get this critical message out there that it's important for us to know that we are not going to know the election results tomorrow, because we have had an unprecedented amount of people who have either voted early or voted by absentee ballot this year, which is awesome. Like, we are having this incredible turnout of people who want to make sure that their voices are heard, but we also have to recognize that due to this unprecedented amount of people who are showing up to vote this year, it's unrealistic for us to expect the election results tomorrow. So if you're not already following Native Peoples Action, we're going to be releasing some special dates for you to watch out for and be aware of, but just know that the Division of Elections is taking their time, making sure everybody's votes are counted, and that the election results should be out within the next couple of weeks. But we have to hold candidates and the media accountable in not announcing or claiming victory of any of the folks who are running for office. So with that, I'll pass it back to Laguna. I know it's a lot of info, but it's so important that we know this info and that we get out to vote tomorrow.
Yes, it is so critical. So to Kendra and her boy, and to Kelsey, Qqo'eyo for partnering with us for Indigenize It tonight, and then for sharing those really critical messages. It really irritates me. I'll just be quite frank that every election season, people are calling the election before our votes are counted. And so I really feel that when you were sharing about reminding people not to do that, because until our votes from across the state, especially our villages, our rural areas, until they're counted, nothing can be called. And especially now because of the landscape of the national election, but also how many seats are up for election here and the 2 ballot measures, you know, now is really important for us to just let the votes be counted, let everybody's voice be heard through their ballot, and then let's know. So just a reminder for everyone to keep their heads, keep cool, and keep waiting until every last ballot is counted so that no one's voice is invalidated just because somebody feels the need to declare something. And that's what's really important, is that our people get a chance to be heard through their vote. Goodness, Chish, for that message. So up next, our next performer, who has also joined us for many past Indigenizes. He's one of my favorite performers, and I'll share a quick memory with all of you about him. TaterTott, or his what he performs as. But the last time we were in Anchorage for Indigenize It, he was right in the midst of sharing his rhymes with us, and his baby boy started to cry. And so just like any Native dad, he just scooped up his son and he just kept his rhyme going, and he kept us all just like totally watching and loving the performance. Meanwhile, his other 2, was it other 2 kids? I think you had 2. They were also around your legs, and then your wife, your wife was right behind you, and she was there supporting you. And it was just like this perfect picture to me of a family who was just in it to share this beautiful love and to share your love for your rhymes and for sharing your story. So Qqo'eyo Hawa for joining us and for sharing with us tonight. So I'll let you take it away from here. Qqo'eyo Hawa.
Koyana. That's actually, I'll be performing that same song tonight. And that, in my personal opinion, is my best performance yet. I still get butterflies thinking about it. And but tonight, I'll be doing 2 songs. The second one being the one I did. I've done it. How many Indigenizes now? 2? I don't know, but it's called Why I Do It. And then the first one will actually be my first love song, which features this one right here. And you know, both songs are online. And here comes one of those ones that was wrapped around my leg. So here we go with 2 TaterTott songs, and in between them I will talk a little bit about voting. Sorry, the intro is long on this one. I probably should have cut it short when I was doing the editing. Oh well, I really like the beat. I knew from the moment we officially met it'd be destiny, that we'd be together till we rest in peace forever. Even after that, we'd never sever these ties that we have on our fingers, even on our necks, as if we live them. I've seen the power stretched, binds never given to the devil. We exceptionally strong, blessed to be long sign. Let us finish, the design is divine. Mary's gate set is where we're living, no longer you and I. That's how it's written. Best distress relationship is lifting, weight slipping the chest. The paper states the hate will not break us. Events happen in times of struggle. Troubles bug us, but we must get up and bust through and prove it to each other that we love each other. Not just the two of us anymore, but that isn't the reason behind this sticking through pressing buttons. We sincerely believe that no matter how dirty it gets, we can always get to clean until we gleam and glisten. Now we know where Yahweh's leading us. He told me that you are the flashlight that lights up my dark. You are the candle that brightens my heart. You've been my arc reactor right from the start. You make me feel like iron when it comes to my art. You are the flashlight that lights up my dark. You are the candle that brightens my heart. You've been my arc reactor right from the start. You make me feel like iron when it comes to my art. You helped me to forgive myself when that's impossible is what I felt. And when my self-hatred was so deep that I questioned how you could love me unconditionally, you said, when I was at my lowest, you stayed by my side. You always kept it truthful and told me no lies. You calmed me down in the midst of a fight with the touch I needed. And when I cried, you were my shoulder. You've been a true soldier. You've been ride or die. You let me be bolder. You lifted my self-esteem when it was lowered. When I was insensitive, you kept moving forward. You kept me on track. Plenty of times I didn't know what I was doing, which way I'm moving. You've proven to be the best thing that happened in my life. You saw potential where I saw unrest. So yes, you are the flashlight that lights up my dark. You are the candle that brightens my heart. You've been my arc reactor right from the start. You make me feel like iron when it comes to my art. You are the flashlight that lights up my dark. You are the candle that brightens my heart. You've been my arc reactor right from the start. You make me feel like iron when it comes to my art. Your soul's so beautiful, it makes me envious. I know that's a sin, but I feel I can't get with it. You encourage me with your light, like Stevie's interception. When I tell you my issues, you provide a unique perspective. You're the most adorable dork in my life. One of my best moments was when you became my wife. I mean, you had options and you chose me. You took the time to get to know me, the real me, of which I'm most thankful for. And your angry cuteness is what I face you for. Sometimes I stare at you in pure admiration. I get lost in your eyes and the perfect placement of your features. Yahweh took time to sculpt your face. It's like a glimpse of heaven on this earth. Your intellect truly is worth more than diamonds, rubies, and gold. Your humor and laughter truly brighten my soul in my dark days. I just had to let you know that I love you, babe. You're the only one for me. And you are the flashlight that lights up my dark. You are the candle that brightens my heart. You've been my arc reactor right from the start. You make me feel like iron when it comes to my art. You are the flashlight that lights up my dark. You are the candle that brightens my heart. You've been my arc reactor right from the start. You make me feel like iron when it comes to my art. Woo. This is another one of those that was wrapped around my leg. And well, this song you can find everywhere. Now, about voting, that was my first ever love song. I kind of figured it was perfect, you know, seeing as we're expecting another one. And
First girl, my first girl.
yes,
Actually,
she is our
second.
first girl. And oh, I think I went too far. My bad. Oh, no. But so I will be going to vote. And on my way there, I will be praying to the God I believe in. And I suggest that you pray, you meditate to the God you believe in, or, you know, the positive vibes that you'll need. And I honestly believe that would be the best thing any of us can do before we actually go to the polls and vote. And I hope that everyone who voted so far did the same, regardless of what God you believe in, regardless of what your religion is, what your political affiliation is. I honestly hope that you did what you can do to possibly have the best outcome. here's the one that I was holding during this next song. And okay, you boys, come on. And yo, where is it? I just had it. I apologize. I don't use computers that often for where'd it go? Okay. Yeah, you guys are like being watched everywhere.
Yeah.
I tried to get organized as best I could, but this MP3 is not, there we go, is not exactly working in my favor this time. I think I've been using it too long. So this next song is titled Why I Do It, and it tells why I make the music that I make. And it's a little quieter beat wise, but here we go.
This is a dangerous group. Groups that we're
I'm trying to be motivational, inspirational, educational, and informational. Every time I talk about all of it's for the kids, I'm trying to be a good role model. They're the reasons why I've done what I did in this rap game, in this hip hop flame. I'm trying to be that flame that the kids look up to, like by the grown-ups too. And I know there's gonna be people who won't say yup too. I do all the sad songs, I do all the glad songs, I do all the mad songs, I do all the rad songs, just to show these youngins what real life is like, and to let them know that everything has to be the right price. You gotta stay out of the box in order to be hot, and be yourself and no one else, and stay on top of your dream. Don't be mean, don't be worried about the greens, just be glad and thankful for all the small things. It has kind of a longer, eventually it will be filled, kind of a longer chorus sounding. I know sometimes I mess up, but everybody makes mistakes, some are worse than others, but that's what makes them great. Learning lessons, burning sessions aren't the best experiences. It's just testing a self-protection, so you could call it experimenting. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not trying to be articulate, but I will be honest, I am trying to be artistic with my words. And yes, there is a difference. You will see that I'm trying to be a good influence to the kids of this generation. And I know for a fact that just because of that, there's gonna be a lot of people who hate it, but that doesn't really matter. I still gotta make it for my family and for these kids. I take that into consideration. Memorization of the words that I use and the meaning will hopefully get them thinking, and the addiction they have will become more gleaming. I want them to try to move on to be bigger and better, but not be so cocky that stop me is their only
nightmare.
Yes, eventually this will have a vocal chorus. I don't know when yet, but my producer gave me an idea. Now check it. When I write a song, I try providing encouragement. Don't let the current in, it'll take you permanently. Fight fervently if it's difficult squirming. Wiggle your way out like a worm and be stern and work hard and try your best to keep the promises. If something tragic happens, just move on with it. Easier said than done, but still stay strong in this life that ain't easy, ain't fair, full of bombs. I give advice like that when I write. I try to be bright with my songs and enlighten. I try to touch the heart and spark nostalgia. And I say what they're afraid to say about the problems in life. Yes, strife is rampant, but if you look at it right, laughter brings balance. I only do it when it's necessary violence. And I say for those that are falling, moment of silence. So that's the end of the song. But I would like to let everybody know that I was watching a Native Peoples Action Saturday Night Live, Native Saturday Night Live, and they were talking about dancing to the poles. Your boy TaterTott gonna be dancing to the poles. So yeah, go vote, please. I don't care what your political affiliation is, if you have any, but please go vote. Your vote counts, especially here in Alaska, y'all. I mean, we're the second least populated state in the nation, which means each of your votes counts a lot. Thank you guys for allowing me to do this performance. My name is TaterTott. This is my wife, Mrs. Tate, or on the song Candlelit, Mrs. Tater. This is my eldest son. He's taller than me now. This is my second eldest son. Both of them like to beatbox. Thank you.
That'll work.
Y'all have a nice night. Oops.
All right, TaterTott, thank you so much to you and your family for joining us tonight. I just, like Liz was saying it when she was introducing them, last time I've seen them, there was the pack of kids and his wife and him all on the stage at our in-person Indigenize It, and the boys were stuck to his legs and their family was there, and it was just so beautiful to see them all together. Now it's so beautiful to see them all together waiting for their baby girl in their home, chilling, being together. I love it. Dancing to the poles. Enjoy that. We're super excited to be here tonight at Indigenize It 2020. Okay. And it's been really phenomenal to spend some time with our friends, community members who are sharing their art. We are here to rock the boat. Remind everybody to hit the polls tomorrow if you haven't already. As Kelsey with Native Peoples Action said earlier, this is maybe the most important election of our lifetime. So we're gonna go get out there and vote. So we've got a lineup of some really phenomenal people. We've already heard from a lot of really phenomenal people, and it is now my honor and my pleasure to introduce Dewey and Marjorie to share their stuff. I first got to know Dewey almost 20 years ago, back in college when we were just kids. And it's been so fun to see him growing into a man and a father, and to have married the love of his life, Marjorie Talbone, and the things that they do together as a family are just so inspiring to me. And so if you're there, my friends, I would like to hand the floor over to you.
Koyanase, we love you. Hey everyone.
Guys.
Hey everyone out there. We want to share love from our family to you. We have a song lined up, and then a children's story. But first, I'd like to say Tan Huzum, Katlias Huza, Dukes and Todagatsi, Tlauloga Huts and Sadanslit, Duhun Fairbanks Listo, Isi Sedena Talela Bauza, Isi Saat Nakom Bauza. We're coming to you from Lower Tanana lands in Fairbanks tonight.
Yeah, wanga kunaq, sinasoga miurunga, nupia urunga, baniga imagana. I am excited to be here and share with you guys. We'll go ahead and get started with our set.
So when we were first getting organized, I was trying to think of a drum song, and there's one that first came to mind, particularly because being here in Fairbanks and thinking about coming together and raising our voices, there's a song called Bekanaga, and it comes from the when Tanana Chiefs Conference was first getting organized in 1915, 105 years ago. There was a group of leaders from interior Alaska who all came together and said, we want to participate in the decision process. We care about our families. We care about how our young people are going to be treated, and we're here to exercise our rights, and no one can tell us otherwise. And you need to treat us with dignity and the respect that we deserve. And just like then,
you know, here we are today in this system that we have, that we've inherited, and we can use it to come together and lift up our voices. So this is Pikanaga, and comes from Tanana, originally written by Silas Williams. Pikanaga tlaohe atoshna, oh hiye, oh hiye, oh hiye, oh hiye, hiye hey. Pikanaga tlaohe atoshna, oh hiye, oh hiye, oh hiye, oh hiye.
And up next, I'd like to share a children's story that I wrote, and it was translated into Inupiaq. So I'm going to share it with you in Inupiaq and give the translation. Kanu sineraliga. Kanu sineraliga. Ulunig aturatugut uaptingi. Ay patnizag agalan ulunig atuk tatut agana Inupiat. We use many kinds of ulus in my home. Since time immemorial, ulus have been used by Inupiaq women. Sorry, hold on. Okay. I una kimalik atureria sik arvit mitkut. I use this ulu for cutting furs to sew. Una ulu atureria dijbak ama igalumik. I use this ulu to cut fish for drying. Una ulungulurak aturegia agvit nosiat nilinatot. I use this small ulu when I cut vegetables. Una ulu aturegia kapshiama mizerag jamik no wak jinak duk. I use this ulu when I flesh the blubber from the seal skin to make oil. It is good. Amiralorut uluit. Atoranatuat sunigiliga kanurugaliga. Nunguruk. There are many ulus. They can be used for many things in different ways. The end. So that's a short story that I created for the Inupiaq Immersion School that is in Nome. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys. I'm working on a short video for that too and making a book out of it. So hopefully it could be dispersed to other people who want to learn Inupiaq. So in closing, I just want to say, go slurp your mizarak, eat your maktak, put on your muklaks, and go vote. Go vote. Go vote. That's right.
She is so cute. I think I just butchered her name. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Qiġñaaq. I love how your family is from different places around the state, and you come together and support each other in learning and sharing the songs from your respective cultures. I think that's so beautiful. And your baby is so precious. That book is beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. It's so cool to hear the language, our language, this evening in the form of a book being read. I think starting from a young age, I really thirsted for the connection to our world and our ancestors and our universe and our people through our language. From a really young age, I would ask my family to help get me more resources to learn. And that interest kind of continued through college. And after college, I started doing these little like language circles at UAA. And a few people would come, and we were just kind of self-teaching ourselves, and sometimes guests would come, maybe if they were passing through or here on medical. And so one time my dad came, and I was just kind of going through some vocabulary, talk and learning greetings like uvla lotak, good morning, uvlu lotak, good afternoon, and for good night, I said anakpak. And I was really trying to get everybody to say anakpak. And my dad looked at me, and he was really sitting up straight, very much like a professor. And he said, Saagulik, that means big poop. I said, oh, shoot. And he clarified that good night is anakalota. And I was saying it wrong. So anyways, I think about that sometimes and just kind of get a kick out of it, because really with learning our language, just kind of gotta not have too big an ego and just keep moving forward, even when you make a huge mistake in front of people. But anyways, I really appreciate all of what Dewey and Marge are doing to learn their languages and to teach. I think it's wonderful. Thank you again for joining us tonight. And to baby. So we're gonna transition over to our next artist of the evening. We've got Mike McIntyre from Bethel, who is on deck to perform. He is an artist, musician, and I'm going to turn the floor over to Mike.
Hello.
All right, we hear you loud and clear. Good evening.
Sorry, it's a little messy here. I'm gonna perform a few songs, get out the native vote, make sure and get out there. It's a very important time to make sure and not stay home or vote early. The song is called Gumni. It's kind of in translation when you have too much tobacco and you feel too much of that rush until I'm blushing. Down more song. One more song actually. Since you guys got to play, I was going to play one song and play 2 songs. Like I'll play 2 songs. So yeah, every time election comes through, I like to, just like the guy said, like I say a little prayer, just to make sure everything's going to go all right, and nothing is wrong with that. It's actually 2 songs in one. I like to feel what I feel when I'm out there in the wilderness, and I like to put it into, like, I get it into my head, and I like to put it into in music. So the first part of the song is called Qiġñaaq, and it was written while I was on the river. It's called At the River, and it feels like it's at the river. And then the second song is called Mani Alaskani, which is here in Alaska, and it's kind of like a bumpy airplane ride. all I have, folks. Get out and vote. That was fun, and I'll come back for you next year. This is my second Indigenize It. I missed a lot of them, but this is a lot of fun. And definitely see you guys next time. Thank you.
Yes. Oh my God, Mike. Goyana, that was amazing. I mean, I'm like blown away. That was so good. And I know, like, if we could feel the power of that performance just via this virtual world, imagine experiencing that in real life, right, Saagulik?
This is like, I'm like pumped up sitting here like in my cozy living room by the fire. I'm like, yeah. That was awesome. Yes. Heck yeah. Yes. I want to see you in person. Can't wait till
that was incredible. And Mike's a producer of music too, and he helps support our other Native performers that he's working with to try to get them recorded and get them out there. And I think that's pretty amazing. Maybe we could share a link to some of his music. And then also he's a really amazing artist. Like, he's donated some pieces, some masks for us for our Smokehouse Gala, and they're just really incredible. So he's kind of like multi-talented. Like so many of our people are. So Oyana, so much, Mike McIntyre. That just was amazing.
And I think back when I was in law school, I think I would blast his band's really loud music in my ears when I was in the library studying, because you need that energy, right? So I'd blast their music and I'd be reading like my 3,000 pages of homework. So they fueled me.
Yes. What was the name of the band?
Frozen Whitefish, right? Yeah, Frozen Whitefish.
That's right. Yes. I was like, what the heck was it? I know the name of this. And they have their own CDs and stuff too. So are CDs still a thing? Do people still make CDs? Playlist. Find them online, people. Stream it. So Qiġñaaq, Mike, for sharing that amazing performance with us. We have another performer coming up. He's going to share a story with us, I believe, and I'm really looking forward to hearing from my brother, Yádi Olson. We really appreciate folks who just step up to the plate and bravely share. And look at that, he's already coming in with his Get Out the Native Vote message. Yes. Okay, I'll turn it over to you, Yádi. Take it away.
Let me prep here. My name is Yádi Olson. Aqattaq Piitaq, Scandinavian Yádi. I'm from the Qacung hit, Severed Head House, Aqattaq Raven. I don't play music. I'm currently unemployed due to COVID, but I do write, and I usually write about things that I see out and about every day in my everyday life. I live downtown Anchorage. I do walk around a lot. I ride my bike around a lot. So I do see a lot of things. And I'm going to bring the tone down a little bit. So please bear with me, folks. I am what you call a super voter. I vote in pretty much every single election. I think it's super important. And I know there's a lot of people out there that have a hard time voting for whatever reason. Could be their socioeconomic situation, could be felons, could be they're working 2 or 3 jobs, to pay the rent during these times. It's a tough time for all of us. Voting is extra more important now. We have 100 million people who voted early in this country. That's amazing. It's almost a third of the population. So it's really encouraging. I was going to vote on election day tomorrow. But then I ended up early voting because I was worried, once if I get sick, and I'm not even talking COVID sick, I'm just talking the sniffles. The last thing I'd want to do is go into a polling place with a little bit of cough or the sniffles. So I decided just to go to the municipal building downtown Anchorage and vote. And I felt really good about it. And I got my sticker, which I love these stickers. So I'm very proud of it. So I'm going to start. It's just going to be something that I wrote pretty much today, you know. So I'm really honored to be a part of this. And I believe I was at maybe the first Indigenize It 12 years ago. It was at the MTS gallery down, it's not there anymore, down where Michael's is. Where else? Where was that? It's on Commercial Drive. Yeah.
Ah, that was the very first one. You were there. That was the very
there.
first one. It's so cool you were there.
And I did some spoken word then too, if I remember properly. But usually during these Indigenize It, I'm always working because I work in theater. I work at the PAC. That's why I'm unemployed at the moment. There's no theater. So I decided to do this, and I'm really happy that I saw the advertisement on Instagram today. So, okay, so I'm not homeless. It's a story that's kind of uncommon, but yet common to some. You got to remember though, I'm not homeless. I'm renting a room. It's not a large room, but I've got a seat and a bed. They both face the TV. There's a little coffee table in front of the big leather brown comfy chair. So I could have a visitor or two if I wanted. I don't think I want to have any visitors. There's also a desk in the room with a chair. So theoretically, I could have two people there if I sit on the bed. It's a small room. It's a kitchenette, microwave, fridge. It's not so bad. The TV, you know, is at the end of the bed, so I can watch that. I found this place because it was a coupon I saw. I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's a room, Aqattaq Inn. It's a motel over on 5th Avenue. You know, I make $3.35 an hour. I work 40 hours a week. Then I have a second job, $12.25 an hour. And I work about 25 weeks there. So I make just a little under $600 a week. And for this room, I got to pay up to almost $400. So I'm trying to save my money so I can maybe rent a room in a house with some friends. But right now, the motel is my home. This room is my home. The dark cherry wood paneling on the walls is my room. Out the hallway, it's all dark cherry paneling with white wood trim around the doors. Key card knobs, you know the kind. They do have a continental breakfast here. It's kind of nice. Some fruit in the morning, coffee. Common area has 2 sofas and a TV. Not too many people hang out there though. This summer, a lot of people were hanging out outside. It was out near the Bank of America drive-through, or not Bank of America, the Wells Fargo drive-through. It's kind of a hangout spot, not during business hours. I didn't really hang out there. I'm just trying to save up some money so I can move out of this place. This wasn't the first one I stayed at. I've been here for about a month. The first one I stayed at was the Mush Inn. Oh, no. Bluish green carpet. I don't know what it was when it was first opened. Stains. Box spring was stained. I paid for a week and realized I couldn't stay another week there. So that's when I found the Aqattaq Inn. And it's a lot nicer. You know, everything I described is okay. At the Mush Inn, it was everything that I talked about, but worse. It's tough. It's tough, you know. People tell me People tell me that I can move out. I can pick myself up. But I got in this spot and it wasn't the easiest spot. I'm not an alcoholic. I'm not a drug addict, even though I'm around them. Families, there's been a couple families who've come and gone, usually paying by the week, in and out, arguments at night. You never know who's walking down the hallway when you hear footsteps at 2:30, 3 in the morning. Sometimes it could be unsettling, sometimes it's not. Has HBO, cable TV, a radio, Wi-Fi. It's kind of slow because a lot of people are on it. But I could still, check Facebook, see what my friends are up to, read the news. I do wear a mask. Not everybody there does, but it's a socioeconomic thing. I understand that. Stuff, I don't know who's stayed in a hotel like this before. I'm not talking Airbnb. I'm not talking vacation rental in Honolulu for 2 weeks. This is a tough place to live. I know there's hundreds of me all throughout Anchorage that are living like this. And now people are telling me to vote. We're voting tomorrow. I haven't voted yet because I've been working a lot. I tried to go early, but I missed out. So I'm going to try and go in between jobs tomorrow. I know it's important. And I know people vote to help folks like myself. Not everybody here at this motel is going to be voting. Hence why I feel like it's so important for me to go vote. And I know voting is sacred. I've heard it. I believe it. People die to vote. People do all kinds of stuff to vote. So it is sacred. And voting this time of year seems extra important just because the uncertainty of everything, the uncertainty of our jobs, our economy, especially here, in Anchorage, in Alaska, Fairbanks. So I vote. I vote because I want to vote for somebody who I believe is going to help us through this. When I sit in my hotel room and I think about the future, I think about my niece, my nephews. They lived in a hotel like this once when they were young. It's been tough. But I think we can do it, One unsettling thing is there's a bathroom, has a handicap bar in it, so it makes me feel uncomfortable because it reminds me that I'm living in a hotel and not in my own room or renting an apartment with friends. It reminds me that it's a multi-use room. And it reminds me that, as long as I save a little bit away, maybe I can get out of this situation. I didn't mean to get in this situation. It just kind of happened. Series of unfortunate events, but I'm not homeless. I have a room. I live in a motel. I do what I can. I help the people around me. Sometimes they look pretty tired, and just talking to them, addressing them as a sir, ma'am, giving them a cigarette. I don't even smoke. Sometimes I buy cigarettes just to give them away. So I know sometimes some of these people, their life is almost like a prison, where cigarettes has got more street value than food. So I do what I can. I help people. I be nice to them. Because we're all in the same predicament. It's not just Native folks. There's white folks here, African-American folks, Filipinos. We're all in this motel, the Econo Inn, living, existing. They have monthly rates too, but I don't plan on being here for another month. So thank you. Kk'ołeyo.
All right, Kuya. Thank you for joining us tonight. Yéil, Yádi, Olson, it's great to see you. Thank you for your story. And I appreciate your comments about how getting out the vote can be super hard sometimes when you're juggling a lot of things. If you're sick or if you're doing lots, working multiple jobs to be able to pay your bills, etc. I appreciate your shining some light on that. We know that that's a reality for a lot of people. And so thank you for being here. We are here tonight at Indigenize It, Get Out the Native Vote version remix, because it's important that people get out and vote. Is the system perfect? No. Is it something that it is important for us to engage in? Yes. And we started Indigenize It somewhere around 12 years ago because to create an Indigenous open performance space, we knew that there were so many Indigenous people in our state with something to say through whatever medium they wanted to say it. And so we created this space and wanted to lift each other up and give each other a platform to share who we are and the things we needed to say. And voting is another way to say something. It's another way to use our voice in a really powerful way. So I'm glad we're all here tonight at this event virtually. Yes. So we have got Qacung on deck to share. Yes, hello, to share one song with us before the night closes out. And then we've got some spoken word by Qaulluq. We've got some music by the one and only RiverFlowz. And then we'll be closing out for the night. Qacung, welcome back.
Had a little bit of technical difficulty earlier. Listen to the stories. We cried and we laughed. The lessons from our history. Not of how we're going back. No, because we're trying to move forward. A vision of what we can be. Full is our circle, complete is you and me. And we'll fill it with love, and we'll fill it with joy, we'll fill it with pride. A vision of what we can be. My first Alaskans, my first Alaskans, I love you. My first Alaskans, I love you. Ooh, I love you. Yeah. My people, I come to you. There's natives hand in hand. A shift of a paradigm. What's the answer? Maybe in the land. 10,000 years we met. There's beautiful native tribes. We didn't start this fire, but we kept it in the dark times in your mind. My first Alaskans, my
My first and last games, I love you. My first and last games, I love you. I love you. My first and last ones, I love you. My first and last ones, I love you. My first and last ones, I love you. I love you. My first and last ones, I love you. My first and last ones, I love you. My first and last ones, I love you. I love you. We listen to the stories, we cried and we laughed, and the time is now. Go on, everybody. Get out there and vote.
Yes, love it, love it, love it. Qiġñaaq. Now that is the song we needed to hear after the, of course, the technical difficulties that we had earlier on. And so thank you so much for staying with us and lighting us up one more time, brother. That was beautiful. So show us so much. Saagulik, were you there? Did you want to say a few words to introduce our next guest? I know that it's important for the three of us to all be on screen together at the same time because Trace Liz's, yes.
Yes, hello.
Yes.
So we know Qaulluq's screen might freeze. She's in COTS, and when we were doing our mic check earlier, she warned us that she might be freezing. She's a little like, But this woman and I met in, I think, 1992 when we were both volunteering for a campaign, and we bonded over, it was really child labor, and we bonded over filling, like stuffing mailers and stuff like that. So our life has been intertwined ever since then in really cool ways, very much centered around getting out the vote. So it's like written in the stars that she is here tonight to share with us. But for a moment, I think we ought to just take a moment to enjoy the fact that the three Liz's are kind of in one place right now, which hasn't happened in forever. Yay. Yes. This pandemic is just no fun keeping us apart. But here we are virtually. So without further ado, I would like to turn it over to our Atin, our same name person, the one and only beautiful, smart Qaulluq.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Kosovo has super lagged internet. So if my video goes out, you should still be able to hear me. Upanga Qaulluq, Qiġñaaq minurunga. It's very good to see everybody. My heart's been smiling like all evening from the music and the spoken words. I just really appreciate it. And I wanted to ask my husband to come over here and say hi because I've always wanted to share Indigenize it with him. This is Anthony. Say hi.
Hello.
And this is always a wonderful place. I always tell him about it every AFN. Anthony is from Maui originally, and I just wanted him to say hello. Both of us are real big supporters of getting out the vote. It's so important to our communities and our people. And I just want to give a really big shout out to all of our village leaders, especially in our region, who are working so hard to protect our people right now from COVID. Just the hard work that they're doing to keep our elders and our youth safe and keep our communities safe. They're working so hard on our behalf, and they're still making this election happen. And so, just take the time, get out and vote. Let's lift each other up. show up. This is what our ancestors, our elders all fought for to get us here today. So I have a poem I want to share with you. This evening, not too long. I'm just going to keep it to one. But one of the things I often feel is so important to me is I carry a lot of the women in my family with me, from my mom, my Aka, to my Ana, to my Amo, who is my great grandmother. They're all so important. And so I'm going to read this short poem, and I want to think about carrying them with me into that voting booth and the legacy that they have to make our communities better for us and the next generation. It's just so important. So I'm thinking of them and appreciate what TaterTott said about what we could do before we go into the booth. I think a lot about our elders and our youth and the wisdom of both when we go into the booth. So I am a map of you. You are my roots and my breath, the tissue in my right pocket, my cheeks, my eyes, the sound of my voice. I am a map of you. My heart swells with joy when I hear the drums, the same drums you heard, and we both dance. You are in my cells. You're in, on, and around me. I feel you and know you when I smell the tundra. I hear the herons and pick the berries, and you're with me. I am a map of you. Qiġñaaq, everyone, for all the things that you've shared. Let's get out and vote tomorrow. And remember that this is one action in a long trajectory of things that we can do for our people. And we're continuing that thread. Qiġñaaq.
Kolluq. I love that. And I love you.
Love you guys too. I miss my Liz's and everybody else.
I can know the sound of your voice saying that echo, like I am a map of you, echoes in my mind. It's so beautiful. So thank you for sharing. And it's good to see Anthony too. Good evening.
That was beautiful, Qqołeyo. That was so beautiful. And I felt those words like Saagulik was sharing. So Qiġñaaq so much for bringing us one of your beautiful poems and reminding us to be grateful and thankful for our village leaders who are across the state doing everything they can, burning the midnight oil, taking time away from their loved ones so that we could be protected during this uncertain time. And of course, making sure to remind everyone to get out the vote tomorrow, because that is so critical. That is one way we can all take care of each other, is by turning out the vote. So I just wanted to share my love with you, Qqołeyo, and thank you so much for jumping in there. Saagulik, did you want to say a few words about our next amazing artist, our closing artist for the evening?
Sure, I do. I can't believe we're coming to the end of our evening. It's been so good and so uplifting. And I, like so many people, have been feeling tremendous anxiety about Election Day and about the pandemic and about everything in between. And so I think it's just so wonderful that we've come together to support each other and love each other up. Now, our next artist is RiverFlowz. And here are the kids, they're probably thinking, they've seen him before. Been a while. Is that Ayani's daddy? Yeah. But his creativity has been so inspiring to me over the years. And as he just over time grows and develops and like builds new skills as an artist, my mind is kind of, it's like it's like something that just feels like it is what it's supposed to be all the time. And sometimes RiverFlowz takes a break and he doesn't make a lot of music. And somehow that also feels like it's exactly what it needs to be. And then he comes back and it's like, oh, thank God he's back. So I feel really blessed tonight that we've got RiverFlowz here to share his music with us. So thanks for joining us. I'm going to turn it over to you.
Voyana, Saagulik, that was, those are very warm words, and I sincerely appreciate everything you say. My name is Torin Jacobs. I go by RiverFlowz. I'm from Bethel. My mom is Blanche Jacobs, late Blanche Jacobs. My late father is Herbert Jacobs of Hooper Bay. And I grew up in Bethel and Philadelphia. And so hip hop is a big part of my life. And I've had the pleasure of working with Saagulik to do some things, and also with Qacung to do some music, and talked to Mike in Bethel a couple times, but we never got around to doing anything. But anyway, I wrote a song recently, a couple weeks ago, encouraged by the by Native Movement, actually, an organization up in Fairbanks and here in Anchorage, where I live. And since we're talking about voting, this is one about voting. So I made this beat, and it's got these Yupik drums that I love, that's near and dear to my heart to fill in as a snare. Hopefully you can hear this. Let me know in the chat if you can hear it just fine. RiverFlowz here to lead a few heartbeats to peak, proceed in this speech, reaching you. I plead to feed you things you need additionally, like fireweed, medicinally and beautiful. I believe we achieve greater things after we've risen from the valley and rallied together to conceive a new future, a new Eve. No tweet for FB rant to air our grievances. Misperceiving is the common theme in this social media biz. So give it up for the truth seekers, courageous and brave, bearing it all, truth speakers, good troublemaking John Lewis youth leaders, getting in that booth, voting on the ballot. You need to make moves, read more, stay informed. I implore you to live your life with something you stand for. This is a call for you to be a warrior. This is a call for you to be a warrior, yeah. This is a call for you to be a warrior. Be a warrior. A warrior. I've gotten caught in a constant thought about inequalities, cause part of me that fought in the war begotten by Bin Laden sees democracy, fought with a lot of ruptures and hypocrisies and policies, combating the native populace and sovereignty. On top of these, choked and shocked by cops, you got mahogany. Pigment innocence don't matter if you black and brown only. Why temperatures are rising, science, climatology's disputed by unsuited ignoramuses, bureaucracies. The other part of me knows I got power undeniably inside of me. Is this visible body, my spirit's bigger than these balls. I got balls, and yeah, you might have ovaries. You might pray with Jacqueline, I miss behind a rosaries. Notably, no, there's no thing, no act, nobody over me except created, glowing in the light. I show them poetry. I own the onus, not having diplomas. I know it only told the key of going through life with a mind of a titan and light. Now listen to me. This is that time for you to be a warrior. This is that time for you to be a warrior. Yeah. This is that time for you to be a warrior. Be a warrior. Be a warrior, yeah. This is that time for you to be a warrior. This is that time for you to be a warrior, yeah. This is that time for you to be a warrior. 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 This is that time. This is that time. This is that time. Get out there and vote. Our lives depend on it. Be a warrior. Be a warrior. Right, thank you. That was my first song. I'm gonna do another one for you here. That was Warrior. And like I said, I wrote that a couple of weeks ago to inspire you to get out there and vote and do the things you need to do to represent who you are as an individual. That's part of your power, voting. It's part of your strength. So anyway, I have another one here that I wanna do. And this is about, this was inspired by the Northern Alaskan Indigenous Leadership, North Alaska Indigenous Leadership Academy, yeah. This song is, gives props to our cousins down south, the Haudenosaunee, and the idea of 7 generations that we talk about, that we're familiar with, our 7 generations behind us, 7 generations ahead of us. Normally, when we're all together, we can all do this together. And you say, I am Alaska 7 times. On the 7th time, when you count 5 and then 2, make the sign of Alaska. So we're going to do it here. And I'm going to do it myself, regardless of whether or not you do it at home. But please do it at home if you feel inspired to. This is I Am Alaska. Big ups to Black Milk, who created this beat. Yes. Here we go. I am Alaska. Yeah, I am Alaska. Yeah, the most beautiful thing I see next to my wife and children. We are bringing new life and history. 7 generations ahead of me, but yet I'm still clinging to my ancestry and singing Aya and he. Oh, we know so much more than we show. This river of life by RiverFlowz includes the glowing light of all these souls. My mind is filled with new ideas and grows. My heart overflows with love and joy and hope. And no, I ain't getting caught in little things till we cope with bigger issues and diffuse the bombs of the past with these tear-soaked tissues. I wish you was never dealt pain, but ingrained in our brain and our veins are the very same tools that contain the power to heal and deal with all life brings. One thing is remember to feel and then share and connect with community. And you will stand firm with immunity as you remember me. Simple words to the song that I am Alaska. Yeah, I am Alaska. Yeah, and you are Alaska too. And I love this place. I love it. I feel it in my heart, my soul, my body. That connection to the land, like nothing else. That's why I say I'm Alaska. And you are Alaska. And I got one more jam for you, because you know we can't end the night without this one. I know you know it. Yeah. Check it out. Oh, Biggie Smalls, God bless you. We miss you. Rest in peace. But RiverFlowz here. We'll do something a little bit different. Because we're indigenizing it. So all the natives in the place with style and grace, allow me to lace your mental space with my touches. RiverFlowz clutches the microphone, no crutches for these bones. So flowing on and on, full grown and happy to see. We're celebrating native songs, native dancing, native laughing, so free. Ain't no question that we done been through a few tough times, but we're still here, you see. Peace to my peeps from the southeast and interior, North Slope to Siberia, illusions the exterior. But let me bring it back, the land of the Yupiak and Supiak. Southwest to South Central's intact. The indisputable, irrefutable fact is that we are Alaska. More than 10,000 years is how far we go back. I love the way you treat your big grandfather, show you how wisdom dripping from the brow. I love the way you treat your little no. Grandmothers are the best, they'll love make you feel blessed. I love the way you treat your baby mama. She got a baby on her waist or back in any space. And I'm about to build her a place to smoke fish for our babies. Baby, straight up money you're trading ass cow. We can all compile blessings in our lifestyle by going an extra mile with a smile. Ingenuity, natives be so versatile. Wow. Careening through these western streams and ravines, navigating with the kayaks and canoes, kings and queens. We must all show our children the right things, teaching little boys how to hunt and also cook and clean. Sewing words, beating needle, pulling thread. This is soup with moose head, smoked salmon, pilot bread. Representing for the people, hear these words that I said. Can't forget the predeceased spirits living, never dead. Think to the future, suture wounds that once bled. Strong body, strong heart, strong spirit, strong head. Let's keep it real that the future depends on the strength of the hunter, bringing strength to the bed. I love the way you treat your big grandfather, show you how wisdom dripping from the brow. I love the way you treat your little no. Grandmothers are the best, they'll love make you feel blessed. I love the way you treat your baby mama. She got a baby on her waist or back in any space. And I'm about to build her a place to smoke fish for our babies. Baby, how I'm living, you my ass. Log cabins or tents, it depends on the season, plus the family and friends. Floating down the river through a million river bends, getting stuck on sandbars, shooting ducks on weekends. Collecting tea, blue and blackberries, devil's club, stink weed, cottonwood trees. Blessed with abundance, having fun, and you'll see why indigenous love the land, air, and the sea. And never taking greedily, lest we seek less for our family. Yes, that's truth indeed. Check it. I'm glad we had this night tonight. Had to leave it on a positive note, get the spirits up. But I know you know how to end this song with me. So don't hold back even when you're at home. Here we go. I love the way you treat your big grandfather, show you how wisdom dripping from the brow. I love the way you treat your little no. Grandmothers are the best, they love make you feel blessed. I love the way you treat your baby mama. She got a baby on her waist or back in any space. And I'm about to build her a place to smoke fish for our babies. Baby, you know it. Yes, thank you First Alaskans Institute, Native Peoples Action, putting this event together. Love you all. 2020, bringing it to an end. Get out there and vote. Love you. Peace.
Yes, baby. We know how that one ends.
Yes, that was fire.
Yes, one of the things about his body of work to me is that it's just like timeless and timely, and I love it. So thank you, RiverFlowz.
Yes, RiverFlowz. Qiġñaaq, so much for your amazing music, your rhymes, and all of that beautiful music that you just shared with us, and to your Indigenous queen. I know she's there watching. Lena Jacobs, sending you and the family love, and we just really appreciate you for waiting to share till the very end, RiverFlowz. Everybody was just looking forward to it, and of course you totally delivered. We're gonna have everybody who's still on with us join us. Turn your cameras on, crew. The Indigenize It 2020 Indigenize It, the Get Out the Native Vote remix crew. There's everybody. Yes. So much dang love for each and every one of you, for all the kiddos, for their performances in Aqattaq Piitaq. Such good performances, you guys. Wow. TaterTott all your kids. They were amazing. And I know we caught a look at one of your girls, Torin. I just saw her behind you when we first started. And we just can't thank you all enough for sharing the love of your songs, your dances, your drumming, your guitaring, your rapping,
your stories, your poems, your smiles,
your essays.
So
we can't thank you guys enough. That was amazing and just so needed to just help us be wrapped up in all of this Indigenous amazingness and give us that final hug, push, boot to the polls tomorrow. By any means necessary, get yourself to the polls tomorrow and vote. And I want to thank Native People's Action for joining us for this event tonight. Where did IU go?
I see her. IU, yay! Woo.
Where's she at? How come I can't see
She's
her?
above you.
We're maxed out on spotlights.
Oh, we're maxed out on spotlights. Okay. Well, let's not spotlight. Let's just all turn our videos on and we should all be able to be seen on Facebook. So the maestro, our tech maestro today was our sister IU Aqattaq. You see her down there. Thank you so much for taking care of all of us and making sure this went flawlessly as much as we can through virtual. And Saagulik and AKU-MATU who couldn't be with us tonight, but you guys have poured your love into stewarding Indigenize It for, is that 12 years? 13 years? Something like that. And
something like that.
Yeah, that MTS one, I want to say that was 13 years ago. And I know that one of the things that I love about the way these sisters have handled Indigenize It is because they know it's an open performance space. They've welcomed so many of us in to help us take on leadership roles, to help organize, to help host, to help drum up support and get the word out. Qq'ołeyo and Cordelia have been two of the main go-tos for helping to support. Joy Huntington, who couldn't join us, and we sent her our love because I know she had a loss in her family. And I know James and Priscilla, Saagulik's siblings, who are usually with us too. They couldn't join us, but we send them love and appreciation. Who am I missing? Am I missing anyone, Saagulik, who usually shows up to help hang furs and kayaks and drums and all those things? Qq'ołeyo Kunaq. Yes. Yep.
James Tempty so often comes and hangs his colorful art.
Yes, that's right, James Tempty.
Yeah. Philip Blanchett, like Bamya's been there for the years. Karina. Qaulluq is there like pretty much every
year. Reads her
and
poetry.
it's so important. Like there's the performers and there's like the people who are there to like listen and like show their love and support. And that I wish I could name every one of the people who just comes, you know, never performs but just wants to be there. Yeah, there's a lot of people who just come, like Val Davidson. Oh, so many good memories.
So many good memories.
On the couch, sorry about that noise.
Well, so we're at the end of 2020's Indigenize It, the Get Out the Native Vote remix. And we just want to give everyone here a chance to just send your love and all your good energy towards what's going to happen tomorrow. Taking that wisdom and advice that was shared, I think, by TaterTott. You know, put in your prayers and then go vote. Whatever you got to do, let's get it done, people. So as we close out our night, sending love, sending love. You could check yourself off your mute and send some words out too.
Say hey.
Hi. We love you, Ayuk.
Yay.
Good night, everybody. This was an awesome, awesome evening. Absolutely loved it. I needed it.
Thank you.
Brianna.
Us too.
Harika, Qiġñaaq.
See you all soon.
You're
Good
all
tomorrow.
How
Love you guys. Love you.
No, you leave. I'm just kidding.
That's officially
But we don't want to. It's too much fun.
We can still stay out and visit.
2020 love conversation.
You up first.
I have an important agenda item to discuss.
So much love to all of you. Get out the vote.
And dance to the polls.
Dance to the pole.
Yeah.